Supplier invoice keying in using Basware portal. The supplier will log into their supplier portal using the credentials given to them by their buyer. Once they've logged in, it will take them to their main dashboard, showing them all of the tasks, orders may be received, any invoices they've sent, and other details on their network. But to create an invoice from scratch, they simply select the Create New Invoice from the main page. This takes them to a form which allows them to enter key information about the invoice they wish to send. The mandatory fields are highlighted in blue, but there is also a lot of pre-populated information which is based on the supplier's information which we know about. We just need to select the customer we're sending the invoice to from a list of pre-configured customers, or we can simply search for them by name. In this case, I'm going to select the top one. Once selected, we then can enter the information on the invoice. Invoice number is obviously a mandatory field. This is keyed in. We can enter optionally any other fields that we need to appear on the invoice. For example, supplier reference number, delivery date, contact person, etc. These fields are set up by the buyer. We also enter and can choose delivery addresses. And then we enter the line information. So we add a line and then we enter the information against that line. Any other non-mandatory fields are highlighted in white, mandatory fields in blue. So here in this case we must enter product description, quantity, unit price and unit of measure. Key fields are also drop-downs if there are selection options available against them. Here we can see the sender's banking details, which we can just confirm are correct. And then it's just a case of saving the invoice and clicking send. However, in this case, I've deliberately missed some information. So if we click send, it will tell us that we've missed some key information, and I forgot to enter the specific street address that this invoice relates to. So I'm going to enter that information now, and then hopefully that should allow us to send the invoice through. With all the information complete, I can now click Send Invoice, and the system will generate the invoice PDF and data and send that through. We can take a look at that here. If I click PDF image, it allows me to bring up the PDF viewer, and I can see here the invoice I've just created. This has got all the information I've just keyed for that particular customer of mine. It also allows me to store this as a copy for filing reference if I need to. I can take a look at how the status of that invoice is by looking at the sent invoices, and I can see here that we've got 215 already sent, but 5 are currently in delivery. And looking at those 5, I can see that one of them, which is the top one here, is the one I've just created, which is still being delivered to my customer, which will take a few minutes to get through the network once the validation checks have been done. From the buyer's side, we can log in now, and once that invoice has been received, we should be able to see that in our list of received purchase invoices. And here it is at the top, waiting for me to process and pay. There's the invoice image that's just been created by my supplier Acme, and I can now go in and get that sent through for review and approval.